I'm a badass, asexual, polyhedral disorder. I'm proud to be. I'm a flying ace and fly through outer space. Hello, sweetie. I'm a badass, asexual, polyhedral disorder. I'm proud to be in whatever sitch, like singing on Twitch or playing D&D. I'm a badass, asexual, polyhedral disorder. You may call me obsessive, but I just border on being a collector and being a dragon that sits atop my treasure. That's so shiny. I'm a badass, asexual, polyhedral disorder, and my partners love me for it. I'm a natural 20 when it comes to being me. I'm a time traveler, so Alonzi. I'm a badass, asexual, polyhedral disorder, and proud to be. I'm a flying ace and fly through outer space. Hello, sweetie. I'm a badass, asexual, polyhedral disorder, and proud to be. I'm a flying ace and fly through outer space. Hello, sweetie. I'm a badass, asexual, polyhedral disorder. I'm proud to be. I'm a flying ace and fly through outer space. Hello, sweetie. I'm a badass, asexual, polyhedral disorder. I'm proud to be in whatever sitch, like singing on Twitch or playing D&D. I'm a badass, asexual, polyhedral disorder. You may call me obsessive, but I just border on being a collector and being a dragon that sits atop my treasure. That's so shiny. I'm a badass, asexual, polyhedral disorder, and my partners love me for it. I'm a natural 20 when it comes to being me. I'm a time traveler, so Alonzi. I'm a badass, asexual, polyhedral disorder, and proud to be. I'm a flying ace and fly through outer space. Hello, sweetie. I'm a badass, asexual, polyhedral disorder, and proud to be. I'm a flying ace and fly through outer space. Hello, sweetie. tiny. I'm a badass, asexual, polyhedral disorder. And my partners love me for it. I'm a natural 20 when it comes to being me. I'm a time traveler, so Alonzi. I'm a badass, asexual, polyhedral disorder, and proud to be. I'm a flying ace and fly through outer space. Hello, sweetie. I'm a badass, asexual, polyhedral disorder, and proud to be. I'm a flying ace and fly through outer space. Hello, sweetie.
Apparently nobody is.
I'm achy from con, but otherwise it was a good con for the most part.
Good. I'm back to teaching. I taught children for 3 hours how to install software and follow basic instructions.
Just click next. Just click next to success.
Basically.
The youths.
Anyhow, let's get down to the D&D business.
Mm-hmm.
But Oak, are you there? I haven't heard you talk yet.
I am here. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah. Dope. Alrighty. Let's get down to the D&D business side of things. Who all remembers what y'all did last week?
We killed a rock golem.
We
You
did.
sure fucking...
And a bunch of other shit.
Yeah, but mostly the
Killed
rock
a
golem took
Yes.
the bulk of the effort there.
You killed a lot of things.
Rotten Warforged. Those... There's a couple of rust monsters that didn't touch us, yay.
My potion stockpile.
Mm-hmm. The creepy beat monster things. And none of us really had to deal with the hanging tree much.
One of you got hung on it.
For like a
But
second.
only briefly.
It's fine. Everything is fine.
Yep. So, yeah, you guys managed to force the hanging tree to crumble. I would put a big X over it if I could. You defeated the rock golem. The myconids have dispersed off into the other parts of the tunnel. And even the rot is beginning to recede a little bit from this area.
And stay out.
Christona just tore her way out of a pod on the hanging tree, along with the Warhazer. Just healed him. He is stable but unconscious currently. You all have at least some rot on you. Bauer's top half is almost completely covered. Took me way too many tries to figure out how to phrase that sentence. Bauer's top half is almost completely covered by rot.
I did use that 5th level slot to get shit off of him.
Right. Off Bauer?
Yes. He was the one who had the most
Alright.
on him.
Righto. Then it is slowly sloughing off of him. Yeah. You guys continue to be in the Underdark. The strange singing of the myconids has at long last abated. What would you like to do?
So for those of us who still have some rot on us, I guess that's not Bauer. Is it like spreading or?
It is mostly just on you and pulsing for the moment.
Also good, but okay.
It's difficult to tell if it's spreading or not. If it is doing so, it's doing so very slowly.
How can we do to remove it?
I mean, burn it
Burn it.
off, but
What
I
can
don't
we
wanna
do
go
remove
there
it that
yet.
Doesn't involve setting ourselves on fire.
I think I got one cast of protection from good and evil and good. That should help somebody.
I mean, I've got healing spells and lesser restoration.
We only have the ability to remove it twice more.
Who is the least affected?
All of you who are still affected are about equally so.
Okay, I am going to cast.
Oh, also, did
Evil
Warhazer
and
have it on
good
him?
on myself.
Warhazer also has it on him. You cast it on who?
Myself.
Yourself. Okay.
Did we, since we leveled up, did we heal? Are we still...
You are still at low health.
Okay.
You are still at low health.
Well, I was going to suggest setting off a fireball and burning it off that way, but...
I have like 8 health. Nope. Nope.
I mean, we could drop a Cure Wounds and then fireball. Or fireball and then Cure Wounds after you're down.
I do have Firestorm now.
Oh god.
I mean, that
That's
might
one
be
way to
a little bit stronger than I was thinking. Just a little
that's
bit.
one way to get rid of it all.
I mean, I could also do a Flame Blade. I think.
Okay, well, I figure that'll clear off. That'll at least slow it down enough for me that we can get somewhere else.
Yep.
If you
Digora,
can,
you feel your skin becoming hot underneath where the rot is, but it doesn't appear to move at the moment.
mm-hmm. But okay, so while that's going on, I'm just trying to note that is used. If you can remove the rot from the other two, at least most of us will be rot free. Christona.
I'm like pausing. Also, Warhazer. Like, 'cause he's still unconscious.
Deal with that in a bit. He's not getting any worse.
So it's just who at this point?
You, me, and Razor.
Hmm.
I mean, Diggeray still has it on him. He just threw up a protection as well.
All right.
I can only cast one of those. I do have some healing left.
Gonna do it on a Sudokan Warhazer then. He's unconscious, even though she healed him.
Digoroid, bits of rot are slowly sloughing off you as you keep the protection from good and evil up. You estimate that as long as you keep it up for the entire duration, it shouldn't be a problem.
Good.
Christona, what are you doing?
Gonna do the using the spell slot on a Sudokan Warhazer.
Ready?
Sure.
Ready. So, Sadok and Warhazer. Sadok, you feel a sense of almost relief as the rot slosh off your body. You are now brought free, and Warhazer, the rod on Warhazer also slowly leaves him, which leaves just Christona, still wearing a shroud of rot.
Can at least do a healing word on myself. Level 2.
Sure.
I need it for.
Oh yeah.
Ugh.
Oof. Alright, you regain 9 hit points.
I'm gonna cast a 5th level Cure Wounds on Christona from the harp.
Ready?
In a second. Mm, 25 hit points.
Thank you, Diggeroy. That will be helpful for this. And it's just gonna like crunch the nose sourly, summon a flame blade and turn it on its side and try to just like into it.
Okay. Make me I guess make me an attack roll and a constitution save.
Oops. It's
Okay. Con save, please, too. Ooh. Unfortunate. So, you manage to burn off most of the rot as your blade strikes unerringly into your own flesh. Has Christona have burned rot off of herself before? I feel like she has to have. Some point or another. I feel like you
maybe
all
like beforehand, but I
Eh.
don't remember if I've done that before specifically.
Okay. Regardless, you feel the rot burrowing deeper in to yourself. Most of it is burned off, but a little bit of it has found its way deeper in.
Not pleasant. Not what we intended.
You can feel it pulsing within you, but distinct from the rest of you.
Intruder. We do not know how to stop that. Or actually do? Would I have an idea for that?
For what?
Figure out how to get it out, like a tick or something like that.
I mean,
tick.
you could go the meatball surgery route and try and cut it out of yourself.
You can learn greater restoration, right? I mean, you just
Thanks.
chop off your arm and regrow it. It's fine.
That's regeneration.
It's regeneration, and I used
right.
the 7th level slot for you.
Yeah, but you can
Well, you
cast
can
it
cut it off and
tomorrow.
regenerate it tomorrow.
It's true.
I'm not endorsing this plan. I'm just noting that technically.
To be fair, this is like the one character who is perfectly fine doing that, given that this is the no fucking way if you fucking rot. Though, might take a second and look between like Diggeroy and Bauer. Would one of you, we trust your aim
Oh, damn, you don't get this spell. Because that would be a very...
Where is it?
upper arm.
I'm gonna make a gesture towards the area. It is an invader in the Cristona. We wish it out before it reaches us.
I feel like Bauer is slightly more precise than I am, though he can borrow the rapier if he wants something more accurate. Or at least that's going to leave a smaller wound than the great sword, I think. What kind of sword do you use?
He's got a bastard sword.
Yeah. A rapier would be a little bit more precise, but I think he's the better shot.
You've also had some success with the blessing thing pass to get rid of rot.
True.
Exorcism?
Sounds like it's worth a shot.
Oh boy. Remember how well our last exorcism went?
Yeah, but the one before that went fine.
Perfectly fine.
Sure, perfectly fine. Alrighty. Do you want to try and exorcise the rot from Cristona?
I mean, up to you, Cristona. You
Do it.
want to go with the amputation or some good old-fashioned Thor magic?
We do not care the means. We simply wish it gone.
Let's try Thor magic first.
Right. I'll ask Nolan if he can provide any guidance, and then start praying to Thor. And
Sorry, to Thor?
Yeah, I was like, wait, what?
Tyr.
When did you become a cleric of Thor?
I mean, it's a subtle distinction.
You know, it's been a while since I've had to do religious things.
That's
He's
true,
not
you've
even
been-
that kind of cleric.
Well, he's apparently this kind of cleric.
Now, demon!
What's going on, kid?
You've done exorcisms, right?
One or two.
Cool. Think you could help me out here?
I can give you some helpful advice to keep you from getting yourself possessed. What are you exercising?
The rot.
Ah. Well, I can give you some helpful advice to keep you from getting it on yourself.
Let me guess. Don't touch it.
That is the first rule of dealing with it, yes. Don't
Throw
touch
rock
it.
club.
Mm-hmm. Helpful advice, Nolan, as always.
Of course. Yeah, you want some actual advice, or,
If you wouldn't mind.
Sure, why not? Gotta pay the rent somehow. Even if there's not much furnishing.
I'm not even going to respond to that.
That's the spirit. Alright. Go on, get started with your regular exorcism. If you don't mind, I'll tweak some of the words, adjust some of the power. Do I have your permission to do that?
Sure.
Alrighty. Go ahead and get started whenever you're ready. And you hear a distinct sensation. It's a very odd one, as if your brain is cracking its knuckles.
Interesting.
And you hear the echoing sounds of popping knuckles in your brain as Nolan has clearly just cracked his.
Yeah, that's an odd sensation. But yeah, pull out my holy symbol. Has Cristona narrowed it down to a specific part of the body that has the rot?
Yeah, I think so.
Upper arm.
Yep.
Pick
Arm.
whether it's left or right.
Left.
Okay.
Yep.
Hold the holy symbol up to the upper arm and start a prayer to Tyr and Ilmater and the other one.
Torm.
The
Yes.
other one.
It's been a while. Out of care.
That's
fair.
Holy Trinity, so and so. What's his face?
It's fine.
It has been a while since we've done any religious stuff. Yeah, you're right.
Torm's a pretty forgiving guy. It's not like I forgot Tyr.
Mm.
Except we called him Thor.
Don't tell him that.
Oh, he knows. He knows.
Mm.
All right. You start up your prayer to Tyr and Torm and Ilmater, and you begin chanting, praying for the spirit of the rot to be cast out. Nolan is in your head tweaking your specific wording choices and kind of helping you regulate power better. I want you to make me a wisdom check with advantage, because Nolan is helping you.
All right.
Unless, I don't know, are you proficient in religion?
I
Oof.
am. But that's a really bad roll.
Wow. Oh, right, I forgot to take off the. There we go.
So that would be an 11 with proficiency.
Oof.
Wow, that's a really sad roll.
That's really sad. Real
Wow.
sad. Okay. Well, it's a good thing I preemptively opened my notes to remind myself of something important. One second.
I'm sure this is
Well,
fine.
who's eating this banana? All right. That was not a euphemism. All right, Sudoku. As you are attempting your exorcism, and you begin to come to the climax of it, to cast the rot out, you see a brief flash of an old woman, stooped and hunched, shrouded in a cloak that looks like liquid iron, clutching a gnarled black walking stick. She grins at you, showing rotting green teeth, and says out loud to you, "You think you can banish me? Good luck, child."
That's not
And,
creepy or anything.
part of the rot jumps out of Cristona and attempts to get on you. Make a dex save this time. You're just dodging. Oh, that'll do it.
You are that kind of ranger.
You manage. He is that kind of ranger. You manage to dodge the incoming rot as the spray does not envelop you. Oops.
Well, Atula has you. I think it's best that we just burn everything down and start over. Oh, wait, you're the party member who can actually revive people. Never mind, let's not do that.
That's the spirit.
We understand. Bauer and looks that way.
Alrighty. Bauer. Do you really
Yes.
raise that?
I do.
Gonna take some.
That's really just in case the other healer dies.
It's fair.
Gonna take like a piece of scrap leather or something like that, wrap it, and just prepare to bite down on something.
Your services have been requested in the mutation of Christona's arm.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Alright.
Also, were y'all talking about me earlier with the question of which sword I'm using?
Yeah, I'm willing to lend you a rapier if you want something that's going to leave a slightly less massive hole.
Thought I was using a longsword.
You are.
I mean,
But
if you're trying to like surgically cut it out, I've got daggers and a medicine proficiency. But if you're just trying to chop it off, I would go with the longsword.
Yeah, which one's the goal here?
up to you guys.
Mhm.
This sounds like a question. Not for me.
It attacked Sadok. Just remove it from any path. We will regrow it tomorrow.
Sounds like amputation then. Bauer,
Okay.
all you.
Alright. Make an attack roll, Bauer. Yeah, that'll do. Christona's not resisting.
So I should use my plus 10 accuracy thing, but
Yeah, for sure. Alright.
Bite down leather.
Persona, Bauer, you bite down on leather, and I can only assume extend your arm to be cut off.
Yep.
Bauer takes a big overhead swing, slices down, and clearly takes your arm off. And you take 19 damage of varying types in the process.
Ooh. Looking really bad.
And presumably just barely avoid passing out from the pain, because I can see what your health bar is at.
Yep. I'm gonna try to healing word some of that.
I was going to say,
Also that.
Yeah. have some painkiller.
That's a lot of painkiller.
Oh, thanks.
All right. Let's get the fuck out of here.
Is someone able to carry Leader or Hazer? Though we may be able to help.
Oh, yeah. Actually, I'm going to try... Do we try healing him at all?
Yes.
He is currently stable but horse.
Okay.
If
He
I
was,
wild shaped into something that could carry him, would I have like 3 legs?
That's a good question. I'm going to.
It's like animal forms tank things.
Yeah. No, I think you'd still have full form. So, like, injuries from wild shape don't carry over into your base form.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Okay. Because we've got a little ways like through to get back to where we'd need to go before we climb anything anyway. So,
couple of days, yeah.
yeah. So just kind of exhale and wild shape into like a horse or something like that he can be put on and carry him.
All right. You shift into a horse. Presumably, the remainder of the party helps Razor get on that horse. All as I feel more to live. Head back out into the tunnel. So you guys are just heading straight back.
Yes.
And roll something real quick. Cool. Shit, I didn't write this down. Does anybody happen to remember what roughly time of day it was when the hanging tree?
Oh.
We didn't sleep on that. We left in like mid morning, and then we didn't sleep or stop for more than an hour.
Yeah, I think it's at least late afternoon.
All right. So you get. The rot is dissipating, but the terrain is still a little bit rough. Sadok, however, manages to get you guys through, leading you through the difficult terrain without losing any time. I'm going to say you guys get to, assuming you're going out the same way you came in. You get to around here.
Around where?
Yeah, we just see the
We're still on
battle
the
map.
hanging tree.
Oh, shit. That explains a lot.
Mm-hmm.
You get to around where Diggeroy and Warhazer are.
Hmm?
So you get about 7 miles from the hanging tree, or where the hanging tree once was.
Yeah, fuck off tree. The one time a druid will say that.
Fuck you, nature.
Is it really nature at that point?
Fair
Well, if it
question.
did come from the goddess of the earth, I guess, maybe?
Questions you have to ask.
Doesn't mean it's good nature, but not good natured, if
Arsenic
you will.
is all natural.
It is true.
Is
Yes.
Natural
You
things like
guys-
arsenic and crocodiles.
You guys
We'll have a
in.
spell like Lehman's Tiny Hut.
You're right.
I
No,
have
you
rope
do.
trick. But
That
it's
only
only for
lasts for
an
like
hour.
yeah.
You can get a short
Great
rest out of it.
Great short rest, but it's evening time.
Yeah, can't help with that.
So you're gonna have to build a camp the old-fashioned way.
Yeah.
Do I have anything? Let's see. Oh, probably
Whoever
not.
would like to help with looking for a campsite, please make me a survival check.
Yep.
All right. Between all of your efforts that are quite good indeed, you managed to locate a nice defensible campsite. Yeah, you managed to locate a defensible alcove in which the rot has receded. You are able to set up camp. Warhazer wakes up about 20 minutes after you guys set up camp, mumbling and groaning to himself, and immediately starts dropping mass cure wounds. So that is, what is that? 43 health for all of y'all.
Oh. I think I'm back up all the way. Yep.
Fucking hell.
Welcome back, leader.
Good to be back. If you have any food, I'll trade more healing for it.
See, food.
Yeah, just pulling out a ration.
I can make good berries.
That's what works.
Just ration, whatever. Whatever the fuck they did made me real hungry.
Does he look like emaciated or anything like that? Did it?
He looks a little drained and emaciated. Yeah.
Starts
I'm worried if
glaring
it's
at
a
that.
natural hunger or not.
Took nutrients like a tree. Natural
Sorry?
is relative. I was saying like took nutrients and stuff from him like a tree would take from.
Feels like it. God, it's fucking roots and just started.
But it was destroyed eventually.
I do have some rations in my pack, so I'll give them some of that while good berries are prepared.
He chows down. You'd think he'd been imprisoned for weeks with how much gusto he chows on your rations.
And there's 5 of us, so I guess we can each get an extra 2 hit points from that.
Alright, I still need to roll actual hit points, I think.
He eats both good berries quite happily and falls right the fuck back asleep.
I have such bad hit points.
Oof.
So gish. So gish.
Mm-hmm. So you guys set up camp? Anybody doing any particular this evening?
Mostly keeping an eye out as best as possible, though.
Yeah.
Can't.
We may be in camp a
Do
little
much.
longer than normal just because we want to give everybody enough time to sleep while maintaining a full watch the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
Fair enough. Alrighty. Would like a watch order, everybody, and a watch order from you guys. Who wants first watch?
I'm gonna take a middle watch because I'm actually good on hit points. I'm just bad on spell slots.
I can also take a middle watch.
I can take the last watch and then I'll have my regenerate back.
Guess I'll go first.
Alrighty. I would like Perception Bauer. I would like you to make me a perception check. Please. Alright. The night your watch goes on without incident, Bauer, besides some small creatures skittering by in the night. Say Diggeroy next. Make me a perception check. Alrighty. Diggeroy, you swear at a couple points you can hear the rot start to rustle a little bit. When in actuality it's just Warhazer rolling around a little bit in his sleep, making weird noises against his bedroll.
Check something real quick. I can't. Never mind.
Alright. Zadok? Perception check, please.
I will pass along that information to Sadok.
Alright. Sadok, Warhazer seems to continue having some restless. Seems to continue being a little bit restless.
Hmm.
You don't see anything out of the ordinary. Two hours pass. We come around to Christona.
Mm-hmm.
Perception check, please.
Boom.
Damn.
Not fucking getting away from me, fucker!
Mm, your watch also passes without incident, although Warhazer, after being restless for about an hour, seems to finally settle down into proper sleep.
Keep an extra eye on him for as long as I can. Try to keep a look around, but otherwise, gonna cast regenerate or prepare and cast regenerate.
Ready. So you cast your regenerate spell. You feel a surge of natural energy flowing through your body. It focuses on the stump of your arm, cut off and hastily bandaged. And over the course of 2 minutes, your arm slowly regrows.
Instead, just gonna kind of stretch it out a little bit and check it, and then ease a bit. As if there was a bunch of crowding that was now not crowded anymore. I was certain we just, like, destroyed it. Like, I was gonna burn it.
I think we all forgot to mention we wanted to burn it.
Yes.
Everybody wanted to burn it so badly they forgot to actually do it.
Figured somebody else. What do you mean? I thought you were gonna burn it.
But if we leave it behind, it can come back as a mini boss later.
What if it just kind of randomly float in midair and snap its fingers at us?
I mean, knowing me, both of those things are equally likely.
Instead of like a rock golem, it's a flesh rock golem. So I guess the other one probably was too.
Mhm.
I can give my own arm a stern talking to.
You can certainly try.
By that I mean firestorm the fuck out of it.
Like I said, you can certainly.
Though this is probably like the one character like the least likely to be, well, not as disturbed by that in a sense, just because fungus and how it spreads and
Mm.
Shit, there's gonna be just a whole bunch of arms. Damn it.
luckily all like the spores came out of the arm beforehand, so
Before Kristana starts fucking leaving pieces of herself of places and just regenerating.
and to be fair, that's kind of what happens when breaking down things that died. Leaving spores.
Yeah, I know. This has so many pleasant implications to be thought over later. Oh,
Oh, great. I'm here to be continuously creepy and gross.
No, I'm the DM. That's my job. All right. So, night passes without incident. Warhazer finally stops tossing and turning in his sleep around an hour before dawn. Would you all... You're all going to hit the trail back to where you came from?
Now we're gonna live here now.
I mean, it ain't much different for me.
Yeah,
I mean, if that's your dream, follow your dream. We can turn this game from hunt across the world into a sandbox living sim with you guys living in a fucking tunnel. I wouldn't even be that mad.
We've gotten a taste of too much technology, and now we just want to be like hermits in the earth in a cave.
You want to be fantasy Amish? Yes.
This is fine.
All right. Do you actually want to live in the cave, or
No.
reasonable answer? Continue outwards.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
While we're
So
going,
nice
gonna
having-
ask Warhazer if he had nightmares or something like that because of the restlessness.
That's not how you're supposed to phrase it. You're just supposed to ask him, how did he sleep?
Oh. Like, looking at it, then go look back. How did you sleep, leader?
Poorly.
And then looking back at Sadok, we knew that. We saw. That was unnecessary part of the question, then. Looking back, did you have nightmares?
Yeah, but it's more polite to phrase it that way. Also, if he's possessed and the nightmares are like a sign of that possession, he wouldn't want to tell us.
Looking back.
I mean, alright, that may be a little bit more paranoid than we need to deal with right now. Carry on.
I only have a first level anti-possession spell, so. And I need to use a harp to cast it, so I don't think he's gonna not notice.
I mean, it's fine. The last exorcism went swimmingly, so.
Yeah, you had a creepy old woman threaten you. It's better than the last time where
It's
it
fine.
almost incinerated your brain.
Hey, the last time went very well, thank you very much. I managed to talk to Tyr and everything because of it. I think that went very well. I mean, it didn't actually remove the spirit from my head, but
But you got a friend, and isn't that what it's all about?
You've
well,
got a friend in you.
acquaintance.
Would you describe Nolan as a friend?
You've got an acquaintance in you isn't as much of a...
It doesn't scan well.
No, it doesn't. I feel like Nolan's more like a sarcastic roommate.
I'm pretty sure I've out-sarcasmed him, though, so...
I don't know. He did
Give him to you.
say that your brain was kind of spacious and lacking in furniture.
I mean,
That's quality burn right there. I don't care.
that's true. That's fair. I'm not going to argue against that. But two things to keep in mind. First, only I can hear Nolan's best comments. Everybody can hear mine. And secondly, I got him in Prim pretty good earlier, so
That's fair.
I don't think he's beaten me on that one.
That's true.
Like, would I be able to tell if there's any kind of, like, possession type thing going on? Or, like, any way that he's off other than being tired? And...
Make an insight check.
Oof.
Apparently not.
Fucking hell.
No. Warraiser just seems, he was real tired. And he just went through a lot of fucking shit, including somehow having been snatched away from you guys and hung on a fucking... He was literally hung from a tree
Yeah.
for several hours.
Wait, what? Wait, when did... Wait. Hours! How? Wait.
So wasn't he with us up until the fight?
That's what I thought.
Nope.
When did he get snatched?
Nobody noticed.
Is that like terrible perception all around?
Basically, yes. Also, they rolled really well to get him.
Well, that just hurts. Fucking
Listen,
Atula.
I only just met the guy. I don't know when he's being weird or not.
Yeah. As far as you guys can tell, he's he is a tired old dragonborn who's been hung from a tree for several hours. And
apparently that starved him like days worth of energy.
yeah. And Sadok, you can tell he's maybe a little embarrassed over how not well he's doing in front of his old student. student, mentee,
Manatee.
circle mate? Mentee, circle mate. Whatever the best word is to describe Christona, he's a little embarrassed over how not great of a showing he's put out.
Don't worry about it. It's fine. Everybody's been ambushed and hung up in a tree sooner or later.
Just extreme guilt from said
He just-
manatee.
He just looks back at you, Sadok. Thank you.
No problem.
He gives you the biggest death glare he can. He's a dragonborn.
Yeah.
So it's a pretty good one.
We are sorry we did not see in time. We have
Okay.
become too focused on darker things and forget what is better.
I should have been more focused. Can we... I'd just like to get...
You kept cutting out.
Oh, can we move on? I'd just like to get out of here. He's looking around a little nervously.
We may
Yeah,
do
let's
that.
do that.
Alright.
Can I do an earth communion to make sure we go the best route back away from as much rock as possible?
Sure. You don't have to roll. I will tell you right now. Yes. Yes, this is the route with the least rod.
Okay.
Head out.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me. Alright. Head out. You do pass by the temple to Oneros as you head out. Fork that leads to it as you head out.
Still there.
Still there. Still no rot. In about a place.
And about a what?
Within about a mile of the place.
Okay.
If you did want to drop in.
Did we want to drop in?
If you want to drop into the temple on your way out.
Do we want to
Which
drop
god
in?
was that? Was it? Yeah. Which god was that again?
Basically the
That
Prince of
was
Stories.
the Prince of Stories.
Hmm.
There were several jokes made about bowers inside, I believe. Up to you guys if you want to drop in. You all have had a long rest now, so you have all your shiny new spell slots to play with. And or
I
other.
kind of think I should. Almost. I'm not quite sure what to
you kind of think you should what?
I mean, I am a bard
Yep.
at the end of the day. But I'm not really like a traveling musician bard. Although I do know how to play a couple instruments.
Quite well.
It's up to you.
I think I would like to stop myself, personally.
Mm.
Are there any
Potential for learning.
objections?
Checking if Warhazer's okay with it.
Warhazer shrugs. There's no rot there. I'll stay outside.
I think I will go in. Kind of head towards the middle of the main chamber. And just start telling a story. I think I'll do
Alright.
specifically the story of the end of the hanging tree. And you know what? I'll try and do it in rhyme.
Hey.
Alrighty. I like the sound of this.
Just gonna stay on the other side of the threshold with Warhazer, so he's not alone. Doesn't want it. Basically, doesn't want him out of her sight for a little bit.
Are Sadok and Bauer going in?
He's already seen the mural and everything.
Sure.
If everyone else is, sure, I'll go along.
So you see the same mural as before of a group of actors put on a play. Audience that appears to include, that you can tell once you're inside, appear to be several fae. Deveroy, as you begin to tell the story of the hanging tree, you feel almost a compulsion that gets stronger as you go along. Finish the story. See it through to the end. Make me a performance check.
One sec.
With advantage because of where you are.
Okay.
This is our life tonight.
I would like to use my inspiration to try again.
Okay. Go ahead.
One more roll.
2 more.
There we go.
Hey.
What about
There
it?
you go. So, Deveroy, you stride forth into the antechamber of the temple. And you begin to tell the story of the end of the hanging tree. Of the entry of our noble heroes into the town of Abeltoft. Of the heroic chase of the Rot Golem through the forests and underground. Of the traps you faced along the way, the vileness of the rot, the horrible smell it emits, the missing Warhazer, the coming to the hanging tree itself, the heroic battle against the Rot Golem, and finally the collapse of the tree. And as you do, you get so wrapped up in the story that you fail to notice a tall, skinny man with completely white skin jet black, appears from behind the mirror, walking out from a passage. A chair materializes just beneath the mirror, and he sits in it. Sadok and Bauer both see him come in. And he sits there and listening attentively to Digger until he finishes his story. Well told, Master Bard. Well told.
Thank you. I am Captain Diggeroy.
Make sure to tip your waiters.
I am known varyingly as, I believe this temple is dedicated to an Eros.
And you are he?
I am.
I'll bow.
He
Then I am
inclines his
truly
head.
honored by your compliment.
Don't bow to me, please. Is there a reason, Captain Roy, that you've come to my temple, telling stories such as this?
He shrugs. I felt the story should be told.
Do you enjoy the telling of stories? He inclines his head. He tilts his head to the side and looks inquisitively at you.
Yes. Sometimes.
Have you ever thought about your own?
Once in a while. But I try not to let that distract me.
We stand in an auspicious place for such things. He stands and turns and stares at the mural. With auspicious guests. Fuck off. He does not say that. A place built to commemorate a great teller of stories in worlds past. One to whom I gave words, inspiration, stories. In exchange for a trio of stories of one to whom I promised his name, that he would live forever in legend. He turns away from the mural and turns back to Diggeroy. Will you accept a bargain as he did? I ask of you 3 stories written, and performed as I ask. In return, I'll give the words, and I will make sure that Captain Diggeroy be forgotten.
Very tempting. But I've made bargains before that have not worked out as well as I had hoped.
Wise enough. A shame. I do not bargain as the bastard of the sea does. I'm a creature.
But if you did, you would have said exactly those words anyway.
True enough. The offer remains. Should you ever choose the doors of this place will.
I will remember this place.
Sorry, what was that?
I will remember this place.
Good. Good. And I suspect you'll have an easier time as well.
That would be nice. I'll give him a nod. I thank you for your hospitality.
He nods back at you.
And then I'll head out.
Perhaps someday I encounter as opposed to this place in between.
It's been really hard to hear all of your sentences, David.
That's probably because I'm speaking very quietly.
Yeah, it keeps cutting out.
Sorry.
Stage whispers!
Hush, you. He, sits back down in his chair and looks at Bauer. Are you weary?
Is this a trick question?
He shrugs.
Because not really.
Then you wish to continue?
Yes.
He nods. You remember the terms. And you should remember how to reach me. And he will stand and walk back around the mural.
Not there, but what?
So yeah, other than that, you are left alone His chair vanishes as soon as he walks back behind the mural. And you all are once again in the empty little temple. My phone just died. Did my Wi-Fi just die for a second? Did my Wi-Fi just die for a second?
Don't
I
think
don't think
so.
No.
No worse than normal.
Yeah.
That's the spirit. Prince of Stories has left you all behind in his temple. You are now alone with the mural. There are a pair of passageways, one on either side of it, that appear to lead further back if you wish to explore further. Or you can just leave.
I don't know if I saw anything from the entryway, but just staying out there and waiting for people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, my vote's on leaving this place.
Let's head out.
All right. You all head out. Christone is at the entrance.
Found anything?
Good acoustics.
Cant their head for a second and then just kind of nod slightly and shrug it off.
That's one way to describe it.
Just keep going then.
All right.
Mm.
You guys can make it the rest of the way out of the underground and back out into the forest by evening. Warhazer breathes a bit of a sigh of relief as you all come back above ground. Oops, that's not. But speed things up a bit. You all get back to the lovely town of Abeltoft.
Mm-hmm.
You all get back to the lovely town of Abeltoft, and find yourselves returned to a very subdued welcome. Most of the people are hard at work repairing the walls and standing watch. From the few remaining rot bodies still outside, you can tell that there's been at least one more attack since you left. People are hard at work. The other members of, the Opal Enclave spot you coming in, though, and come out to see you.
Hold up the newly grown hand and a wave to them.
Is it like slightly off color?
Probably.
Somehow even paler. Might have some different vitiligo, maybe, probably. That would be the biggest thing. There's like no vitiligo across the entirety of it. Need to regrow that fungus.
That'll take time.
Mm-hmm.
They all come up, and the tiefling Wander asks, how'd it go? You're all alive.
And
Jesus.
and the rut golem is dead.
Yes.
The gods.
Rest and nutrition needed, but that threat is done for now. Specifically not putting attention specifically on Warhazer, but figuring Opal Enclave members would know it. Or recognize it more.
Mm.
Everyone all right here, Wander?
A few more townspeople dead. Other than that, everybody's fine. I'll be glad to get here.
Gonna take a look. Is there like any parts where like a major piece of wall is still missing?
No, most of them are pretty nicely rebuilt.
I'm just gonna offer a wall stone. Because that becomes permanent after.
Right. Well, the other members of the Enclave are good enough to pull that off, though.
That's fair.
Here it's mostly palisade anyways.
Mm-hmm.
I'll take Warhazer off your hands.
Leader is never a burden.
Of course not. Of course not.
Is there
Um.
anything we can help with here?
Wander looks very tired, but she shakes her head. Not especially. It's all just clean up. It's going to take a while regardless.
We understand. It's like evening, right? You said?
Evening as you all come out of the trees. When do you think you'll head back to your own, when do you think you'll head back to your own quest?
Gonna give like an unsure look back at the rest of the party.
That kind of depends. We'll still need to see the man about the thing. So as soon as that happens. But if I understand the rules correctly, for the time being, we don't have to do anything while we're here.
Yes. We are attempting to get information here, and then we are unsure of the next steps still. We hope the talk will enlighten us further, but we believe we can visit better now. See you all. We have the magic for that now. We are glad.
We're glad to. And Wander gives you a brief hug.
Let's return it. And give a nod. Take care of. And just trails off before saying leader, but gives a knowing look. Everyone.
Wander gives you a nod. Always. What are friends for?
Just gonna give like a similar thing in Druidic nod. And turn back. Do we wish to rest here or return to Helgi Domer? Awkward silence.
I mean, I would head back to Helgi Domer. I don't know if there's anything we need to stick around for. I mean, unless you want to hang out with your druid friends a little bit longer.
They are weary. But we can at least say goodbye for now. Moment is needed. I'm gonna go over and just basically go to the group, as you can see him, and give goodbyes and whatnot for now. Let him know that
They
same thing
return
what Wander
your
said.
They return your goodbyes and assure you that all will be well here.
Good. He's gonna save a Warhazer for last and put a hand on his arm. Feel better, leader.
I will. Sooner or later. He gives you a hug.
I return it and step back. If you need us, you know how to find us, and we can return swiftly.
He nods.
Then we'll step back and give a nod to him. Until the next time.
Until we meet again.
I'll turn and head back to the group and head towards a tree.
Alright. There's still the big tree in the center of town. You guys want to tree stride through and head back to Helgidar?
Once everyone's ready.
I believe we do.
Alrighty.
Unless somebody else has something they want to do here.
My only thing would be buying some more healing potions. Otherwise, I'm good.
You'll have better luck with that in the capital.
And I got nothing.
Nobody wants to go chop any lumber. Alright.
Hey, we all just become lumberjacks. That's the new new quest.
The lumberjack protectors of Abeltoft.
I'm a lumberjack and I'm okay.
Alrighty. So, you guys tree stride out of Abeltoft and back into one of the public parks in Helgidar, only a few blocks from the Adventurers Guild. You are back into the land of very orderly sidewalks, everybody walking in lockstep along the right-hand side of the street. The land of cleanliness and no unnecessary noise at all. Sticking out from the sides of the buildings, a couple of blocks away, you can still see the crossed swords of the Adventurers Guild.
Should probably go tell them we're not dead.
Probably a good idea.
I'll head that way.
Alright. You head over to the Adventurers Guild. The scribes at the front desk take one look at the four of you and right, he's waiting for you upstairs. Go ahead and head up with him.
Okay.
Heads that way.
You head back up to the guildmaster's office. As you step in front of the door, he calls out, "Enter!"
Freaking
He does.
diviners.
Sorry?
Frickin' diviner is always showing off.
Not a diviner. I can just hear the creaking when somebody is coming up to my door.
Open the door.
The guildmaster sits behind his desk reviewing ledgers and looks mildly bemused as you all come in. It's one of the only little pleasures I get out of working here, is calling out to people right as they're about to knock on my door. He shakes his head a little bit, smiling. Good fun. It especially bothers the scribes. It took them weeks to figure out how I was doing it. Not very observant people. Anyhow, you're alive? Completed your mission?
Yes and yes.
Excellent. He takes a sack of gold out of one of the drawers of his desk, and it thunks down on the desk in front of him. That's yours. And he scribbles a quick note on a piece of paper. So's that. Take that to the quartermaster. He'll tell you about our supply system. You all were looking to meet the Primarch, right?
Yes.
Well, as luck would have it, I managed to put in a request just after you left for a hero's audience with him. Your audience is in 3 days.
You had much faith in us. We appreciate that.
Well, you did kick the shit out of some of my gold adventurers.
We had almost forgotten.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't remember doing that.
Is that who they were?
They're like the game. You lose once you remember them.
Basically.
God damn it! I lost the game.
There's an XKCD for that.
Yep.
It's okay, you won the game. You're free. Go free.
It's not how the game works.
It isn't. It is if I fucking say it's how it works.
That's how this game works.
Fuck you, it's my game now.
You win the game by
You're
realizing
welcome,
you don't
Twitch
have to
chat.
play the game.
Yeah, you win the game by saying, fuck this, it's dumb, I don't want to play anymore.
I
Yeah.
think that's just forfeiting.
I disagree. Strenuously.
And you back to those assholes we don't remember.
Yeah. But anyhow, 3 days. Handle whatever business you need to before then. And no. Don't die.
Curious arch of the brow at that.
Try not to get arrested for anything stupid.
Exactly.
Looks at Bauer.
What about getting arrested for something smart?
Looks at Sadok.
I can't do that.
I'm just trying to clarify where the line is.
I
Getting
don't
arrested
believe that
for-
will happen.
Getting arrested for something stupid in front of him will depend on how stupid it is and what sort of a mood he's in on the day of. Getting arrested for
Maybe.
something smart in front of him will probably get you a job offer. As long as you give him a promise not to do it again. He likes hiring people who do illegal things smartly and turning them into law enforcement officers.
I feel this is like Goofus and Gallant from the old Highlights magazine, and it's Bauer and Sadok.
Wow.
Hurtful. I resemble that remark.
Exactly.
I don't know, Bauer, are you taking it as a challenge? Because I think that's really what matters here.
That's why I'm wanting clarification, because all I heard is just to be as stupid as I can be and get arrested.
No. Be as smart as you can be and be arrested.
I feel like we're going to do the same thing.
I'm having a hard time
So
figuring out
stupid
the
it loops
difference
back around.
between these two.
It's the nuclear Gandhi option for Bauer. Just so stupid it's smart.
I'm okay with this.
Oh no.
Gotta get him to the I ain't even mad, that's impressive level.
Yeah, I don't know about the rest of you, but I'm okay with this.
Alright, well, you have 3 days loose on the city to figure out how best to get arrested before your audience with the Primarch. Oh no.
Oh, best to get arrested.
Alright. Well, the Guildmaster looks at the two of you, at the two of Bauer and Sadok, and gives a curious look. Look, I don't care if you do something stupid. That's literally what the Adventurers Guild is for. People who've done something stupid. If it's going to be the criminal level of stupid, make sure you don't have your badges on you when you do it.
A man with his priorities in order. I like you.
I was a young adventurer once, too. Many, many decades ago. I've been there.
Sadok
He
looking
cracks
into
a
his own future.
He cracks a little bit of a smile. Just don't wear your badges when you do it. That is my only request. Is that clear?
You say that like I've never done this sort of thing before. I know what to do.
Kristona just
I'm going
blinks,
to need
looks
somebody to
through.
hold on to my badge.
Sorry, what was that?
I'm going to need someone to hold on to my badge.
I'll take it for you if you need somebody to.
Don't
Thanks,
I need
Dad.
a badge in the city, though?
No, you need papers. You'll get weird looks if you don't have badges, but mostly all you really need is papers, which you should have.
Already get weird looks anyway.
Exactly. And, as long as you're not wearing as long as you're not doing anything illegal or excessively stupid, you can wear them as much as you want. He just shrugs. It's the reason all the other guild houses are in the next ring up of the city. That's so that there's some distance between ours and theirs, and ours blows up.
I just feel like it's Robot House. Bunch of frats stealing each other's mascots.
It's like a bunch of frats. If only one of the frats was the stereotypical frat, and all the others were a bunch of fucking nerds who just happened to organize in your fraternity. I'm sure you can figure out which one is the actual frat. It's the one you guys found yourselves part of. Good job, guys.
Hooray.
You're frat people now.
I mean, we did haze the newbies, and by that we mean the gold members.
No, we counter-hazed them, which is probably really pissing them off.
Yeah, who are you guys talking about again? That's what Oak said.
Nobody important.
It's still my favorite joke in this game. Anyhow, go have fun. Eat some pizza. Have some of our beer. It's good here. And, enjoy the city. And don't forget your gold on the way out. He nudges the very heavy bag of coins towards you all.
Oh yeah, that. Smack that up.
All right.
How much was it?
30,000 gold. We pay well in the event that you're ever looking for more work.
Add that in.
And he just raises eyebrows at you as if he's inviting you to ask for more work.
I mean, don't we already have a thing we got to do? Do we get in the way of work right now?
I mean, we got to be here in 3 days.
Quick.
Yeah, but first we got to get arrested. Which I assure you will take me all of 5 minutes.
Yeah, that's not a days-long project, dude.
Is there
Well,
swift
getting arrested
perks
and
if Bauer does not get arrested?
is there what if he doesn't get arrested?
Swift work before the meeting, basically.
Couple local jobs, I think. They don't pay quite as well. Less travel, less danger. Let's see. You interested, or would you rather just enjoy your time off?
Frankly, I'm personally in the enjoy the time off camp.
All right.
We simply do not know how much we can enjoy such a... I'm thinking of the right word for this. Large city.
That's one word for it. One way to describe it for certain. Head out then. Enjoy the city. Spend your money. Drink. Have a good time. And stop by the QM. On your way out.
Yeah, did anyone grab the paper? Because Kristen will grab the paper then. Just nod to the guildmaster and head out.
All right. So, you stop by. Will you stop by the quartermaster on the way out?
Yep.
Sure.
Alrighty. So, quartermaster looks about the same as last you saw him, harried and a little bit frazzled. And he straightens up as the lot of you come in. Hello? What are you here for?
I'll just immediately just hand over the paper to him.
Oh! Oh, supply sacks. Oh, alright. That's easy enough. One second. I think they're right. He goes into a shelf just next to the, just next to his counter, and pulls out 2 sacks. Alright, these are basic adventuring supply sacks. So, within these, you will find yourselves 1 scroll of Revivify, the diamond dust for it, potion of healing, potion of greater healing, and a potion of superior healing. 2 scrolls of healing work. You take these back to any Adventurers Guild outpost in the world, and they will refill them for you. No questions asked. Just go to the show your pins, go to the quartermaster, and tell him you need a refill on your supply sacks.
Wow. Generous.
Anything else for you today?
How's the requisition system work?
Well, you let us know what you're looking for, and how long you think you'll need it for, and we do our best to find you something within a reasonable time frame. Can't have everything on hand here, but throughout the country we have a reasonable amount of gear that various adventuring groups such as yourselves have sold off or donated to the guild. What are you looking for?
I'll get back to you on that.
All right. Oops. All right. There's a note in handouts that has the contents of an individual supply sack.
Nice.
Cool.
You have 2 of them.
Okay. That's awesome. As they're walking out, Christina just muses over at Diggeroy. Diggeroy wishes for a portable pizza maker.
I don't know if anybody's made one of those.
Well, why not?
I suppose if you wish, I think I have a circular griddle somewhere in here that you could maybe use. Perhaps a cast iron skillet?
I don't know. I've never made pizza.
Ah, well, perhaps you should learn to do that before you,
You know what? Yeah, that's a good point.
before you look for a portable pizza maker.
That's fair.
Alright. So, you guys are loose upon the city of Helgi-Domer. You have 3 days until you meet with the Primarch.
I will, in fact, try to learn how to make pizza.
You will, in fact, try to learn how to make pizza. Okay.
Nice. Then we can get our George
Okay.
Foreman grill somehow for pizza.
God, what a terrible idea.
Oh God, grilling pizza like hurts me inside. Just the idea of it.
I mean, isn't that
I
basically just
grew
a,
up
like...
in New
It's just a
Jersey in the shadow
calzone!
of Manhattan.
It's just a calzone!
And I've never found good pizza outside of New Jersey or Manhattan or Connecticut, but oh God, that sounds so horrible. Whoever
Like, pizza
had that
panini
must
is
have
just a
been...
calzone.
Not even! You need a pizza stone to do it right, or a pizza oven.
Yes,
Even a
you
calzone.
do. Calzone.
That's part of the round of not a sandwich.
It's like Elio's of pizza at that point.
Look, okay, not a sandwich can be
God.
Stromboli.
settled.
What about Stromboli?
Not a sandwich can be settled very simply. Is it, in fact, something that the Earl of Sandwich might request in order to better
Don't
facilitate
even
his
do that,
eating? What?
Don't be that guy.
It's an easy litmus test for.
That means a Pop-Tart is a sandwich.
I mean, I should maybe mention
Oh
that
God!
one of my
You're right. I've
coworkers-
reconsidered everything.
should maybe mention that one of my coworkers for our hackathon developed a machine learning model to detect whether or not something was a sandwich.
Are taco sandwiches?
No, tacos are their own thing. So he based it on the cube rule. So sandwiches have grain on 2 sides. A taco has the grain on 3 sides. So hot dogs are a taco.
Yeah, I've
I'm
heard
okay with this.
the explicit definition was you have to have 2 separate pieces of bread, then filled with something.
I think.
And subs are not sandwiches.
Yeah, like
Yeah, sub not being a sandwich, or a Philly cheesesteak not being a sandwich, I'm not okay with.
Yeah. That's problematic.
Then a hot dog is a
That
sandwich.
and the 2-grain rule would still apply to Pop-Tarts.
No, Pop-Tarts are a calzone.
Yes.
That means if I squish a sandwich enough, it becomes a calzone.
Well, see, the calzone has the grain on all sides.
So a closed face sandwich is then, in fact, a taco.
I guess so.
great game of D&D. Great game. Sorry.
I'm not sure how to feel about this.
I will say this has been the nicest version of this conversation I've ever seen.
Well, that's because we can't see each other over the internet.
But yeah, as the Twitter post points out, this means that pizza is actually toast.
Fair enough.
Which I guess makes it acceptable to grill? Is that the lesson that we're taking?
I'm going
from
to
this?
argue reheated pizza is toast. But when you first make it, it's not toast. Otherwise, all bread is toast.
Yes. No. I think that's what he decided, was that all bread was toast.
Yeah, no. Toast is...
I mean, when training an AI model like that, you have to do something. So yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, I'm sorry. This also argues that pie is a calzone,
Yes.
which I cannot accept.
I mean,
however,
unless it's like one of those
calzone
pies
is
that
a pie.
like has an open,
Oh,
in which case it would be a
soup.
salad with a bread bowl.
No,
Yeah, but
I
aren't
don't
most
accept
pies
that.
with an open top?
Oh, and also, this picture doesn't have it, but for the model, he decided that anything that didn't have any sort of bread was just a salad. So that means that steak is a salad.
Easiest diet ever.
I mean,
Having a
to be fair, in Critical
salad.
Role, they made the with something, which was basically just a salad, but it was all meat. Grog made it.
It's a
I have
meat salad.
definitely had non-vegetable free tuna salad, though.
Vegetable-free tuna salad. Yeah, I can see that working.
The more I dig into this classification system, the more I find to hate about it.
I don't understand. It's perfect.
It's fine.
I refuse to call pie a calzone.
No, only some pie is a calzone. The rest are a soup or salad with bread.
Yeah.
That does not make it better.
Again, it depends on whether or not it has a top.
I am willing to call deep dish pizza a bread bowl, though.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
It basically is a bread bowl.
Yeah. Well, it's a cheese bowl, really, but
Okay, by
Oh,
this
yeah.
definition, calzone burritos are calzones.
Yes.
And this is a really annoying one. Enchiladas are sushi.
Yes.
Yep.
I see nothing wrong with this.
No, it's all consistent. It's the best model ever.
yeah, empanadas are also calzones.
No, they're
Well,
usually
I mean,
open
that
on the
makes
ends.
sense. I mean, an empanada is basically just a tiny calzone.
Yeah. It's baby calzones.
Yeah, an empanada, but an enchilada would be a sushi by this.
Mm.
Yeah. I'm trying to remember. There were some other funny things that we discovered were actually sushi. I don't remember what they were though.
Anything rolled up that's not tucked before you roll.
Stay in a blanket.
Yep. Sushi.
God.
I will admit,
Anywho.
sushi could probably use a better name. But
Yes. Almost certainly. But
I
I
that's
mean, I
just
think
okay.
the rest of them are pretty fair.
I just
An
like how
ice
the
cream
single.
cone is a salad with a bread bowl.
I just like how a single piece of bread sandwich can actually fit into 3 different classifications depending on how you.
You hold it, yeah.
Actually,
I was gonna say
4.
pigs and blankets, sushi. Cocktail weenies as well.
Oh. How the fuck did we get onto this topic?
Huzzah.
Huzzah.
Right.
So you have no one to blame but yourself.
Really, I do. Diggeroy wants to learn how to make pizzazz? Or would he prefer to learn about its lesser-known cousin, the calzone?
Oh.
Stramboli.
Lasagna.
The Shambhala.
I know what I fucking said. Did I fucking stutter?
The Paparani roll.
But yes, would you like to go learn the arts of making the calzone, the pizzazz, the stramboli, and all the other lovely, delicious delights of Helgidoma? Diggeroy. Diggeroy.
The food's speaking to you now. It's your calling is calling you.
Diggeroy! The pizzazz is calling!
We're back in Flavor
I was supposed to
Town.
make food, not life.
Flavor Town. The pizzazz is literally calling you.
Make you head over to the Baker's Guild and attempt to persuade them to instruct you in the secrets of pizzazz. Make me a persuasion check. Oh wow. I was hoping you rolled low so I could tell you got into an argument with them about what constituted a sandwich. But much to the surprise of everyone present, including inscrutable cosmic forces, you roll very well. And you do a great job of persuading them into teaching you the ways of pizzazz. So they start you out showing you how to make the dough. After, of course, swearing you to secrecy on the before showing you any of the recipes.
Secret sauce.
Secret dough.
Ooh, secret.
He doesn't get to see the secret sauce yet. It's the extra secret ingredient.
The dough is the hard part anyway.
Of course.
It's a crunchy part, at least, slightly.
Was
That's
that
fake.
meant
That's a
as
pain
a...
in the ass.
Ah, okay. I was about to say, was that meant as a joke about, like, relative... That's okay. Alright, you get to work learning how to make dough. Rolling it out, learning the correct proportions. You see... Make me a dex check real quick. Oh, damn, nice. Nice. You see a couple of the guys throwing pizza into the air, and in order to make the crust thinner, and you decide to emulate them, and do not drop the pizza and rip it in half the first time you do it. Fun story. That is what happened to me the first time I tried to do that.
Pretty sure that is the normal result of one's first attempt at that.
Yeah.
Right? Um, except it was in my kitchen, and I had to clean it out.
So sad.
So you clean your floor beforehand so you can keep going.
You got to flour the floor too. No, this is not
Yeah,
the
you gotta think
horrible
ahead.
mess that you have to deal with later.
That's what I end up doing.
Why do
Even
you
if I'm not
ask?
making pizza, I just drop flour on the floor. That's how it works.
The floor was the secret all along. But yeah, you do you do a pretty good job at you do a pretty good job at your first day at your time of pizza making. What does everybody else want to do? You have 3 days in one of the largest cities around.
Is
There
there
are
a church here?
There most certainly is.
I'll go there and see what they need help with for the 3 days.
All right. Are you asking them in a general capacity or your specific capacity?
Both.
Alrighty. In general, they can always use another hand around just to keep up the place and take care of some of the orphans that they've taken in. So you spend a reasonable amount of time taking care of children. They also, however, in your more specific capacity, ask you to deliver a letter to somebody that they refer to as the caretaker.
Okay. Is he in the area or abroad?
You have to, he's in the area. They tell you that he's, you can find him one ring down in the cemetery. He works there as the gravekeeper.
All right. I guess I'm visiting a cemetery.
You head down to the lower ring. Head in. There's a small hut at the edge of the graveyard, in which you can find a fellow who introduces himself as the caretaker to you. Takes the message. He sizes you up. Element will be a couple of days, and 500 gold for the answer.
He's looking for payment. I'll go ahead and pay him.
No. Payment upon delivery.
Fair enough. I can respect a professional.
Of course. Figured you would. Payment upon delivery, I'll take it from the from your counterpart at the church itself.
All right then.
Thanks for the business.
Always happy to help a fellow companion.
See you around.
Likewise.
All right. Bauer, what are you looking to do?
Just replacing potions, otherwise not much.
All right. No grand plans for getting arrested?
Oh, I'm ready to go on that the moment we need to.
How much what potions are you looking for?
The bestest I can find.
All right. Ba-dum-bum. Roll me a D100. Let's see how your luck is. Damn.
Means either really good or really bad.
For once, the good. You find 2 potions of supreme healing available for sale. 3 superior and 3 greater.
I will buy them all.
All right. Let me check how much that is. So I have that as 4,350 gold.
Since I'm buying so much, can you knock off a little bit?
Make a persuasion check. Roll well. They don't tend to bargain here. That's true. Bulk discounts are, call it 4,000 even.
Sounds good to me.
All right. So that is 2 supreme, 3 superior, and 2 greater.
Sweet.
And then I have no idea what other sort of stuff you're. Is anybody else going shopping while you have downtime?
Hmm. Tempting, because I have a lot of gold and I don't use much for, but I'm not sure what yet.
Nothing serious, but I'll buy some toys for all the kids in the orphanage.
Okay. They like that quite a bit.
Ooh.
As
Can I-
you
Ooh.
come back.
Sorry.
Mhm.
No, go ahead.
As you come back with toys for all of them, they cheer a little bit, and several of the littlest ones give you big hugs. One of them tells you that you're his favorite priest.
I get that a lot.
Of course you do. You're the best. He
Children
just
of the
looks
corn.
up at you. He just looks up at you with like those big, wide-eyed, earnest young, like 4 or 5-year-old child eyes. Anybody else looking for?
I'm tempted to get some spell components. Can I get some
Okay.
jewel encrusted bowls with at least 1,000 GP?
For Hero's Feast?
Yep, it's good to have on hand.
Tis. I hate that I know what that's a component for offhand.
I mean, we just got it recently.
It's true. Here's Feast consumes the bowl, yeah?
Yeah, which is why I was thinking of a few. I do have a decent amount of gold.
I'm gonna say you can... Oh, the dice like you. You find 3 of them,
Sweet.
worth 1,000 gold apiece.
Okay. And then... Maybe... I guess I'd probably try to find, like, the urban druid circles here to figure out who I need to avoid this time and not cause, like, a turf war even bigger. But I figure they could also help me with, like, the, like, divination tools and stuff like that for Find the Path.
Oh. Find the Path requires you to have something from the place you're going to, I believe. Right?
Yeah, also, like, divination tools. Those are, like, the
Right.
actual, like, monetary components.
Yeah. Divinatory tools and an object from the location you wish to find.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Dura, you can definitely find 1,500 P worth of ruby dust. There is, if you had another circle up, you can purchase spell components from a well-regarded vendor up there. Ba-dum-ba-dum. Casting. Find the Path is concentration? Really?
Right? So many concentration spells for druids. So many!
I just picked it up on a bard that I was on a bard that I'm playing. I'm glad that I know that. Even if my my DM is kind enough to not care about material. Okay. Christina, make me an investigation check to find yourself some druids.
This will be great. Oops.
Oh, that's actually good.
Surprised.
All right, you find a couple of the local circles. After a couple of days of searching, it sounds as if there aren't any major rivalries between a lot of them. There's mostly just some.
Sorry, 1 second. I need to grab the door real quick. Sorry.
Sure. Anybody else looking for spell components or anything?
Sorry. Back.
Okay. There's only 3 or 4 urban druid circles, really, in Helgedomer, and they have, as you might expect from people in such a place, well-defined treaties defining areas of responsibility and their responsibilities to the city and what they get in return from the city. They have very well-defined contracts. So there's rivalries, but not anything that would spill into a turf war if you step the wrong way.
Good. Yeah, I might try to get like information about like the city itself from them and like learn a little bit more about how to navigate this crazy place. Where everyone is way too in line for And I figured like knowing how people work here might be better for dealing with the Primarch eventually.
That is fair. Asking them about them about the city, they mostly tell you what you can already suspect. They're people who very strongly value order and duty, and one's responsibility to the collective good, as embodied by and set out by the Primarch.
Mm-hmm.
He is next best thing to venerated in this country.
Okay.
You also pick up, it's not a custom as much in the north, where you're from in Helgedomer, but you get a nasty reminder that Helgedomer is the only place in the world, actually, to think of it, or the only major civilization in the world that has not completely outlawed slavery.
All right.
It's only in the upper rings, but it's there.
Shit. Sorry.
Sure.
Dropped a thing.
They speak of it. The druids speak of it with disgust.
Yeah, I'm with them there. But we'll keep that in mind.
Mm.
Take that to the group when meet back up. We might spend some time like sleeping out in the parks. I'm feeling a little bit closer. Like maybe outskirts.
That's fair. Would anybody like to carouse during the 3 days in which you're in Helgedomer before you meet him?
Don't want to wake up sold into slavery. Nope.
So it's time to get arrested. Gad.
That's the spirit. Would anybody like to? I'm just asking.
I think I'm gonna pass. This doesn't seem like a good carouse in town.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I feel like I'll end up in jail here soon enough, so
That's the spirit. All right. So, after 3 days, armed with directions from the guildmaster, you start heading deeper into the city, past the fourth ring, where the guild houses that aren't the adventurers guild are located, up into the fifth ring, where the first residences of Helgidomer were built, and finally up to the castle-like residence that that most of Helgidomer insists on calling the fort, in which the Primarch dwells. 2 guards stand flanking the enormous stone doors into the fort. Despite it being home, office, and last defense of the ruler of this country, it is entirely plain, stone, unornamented. There are guards posted upon the walls, in front of the gates. And make perception checks for me, real quick, as you approach. Okay. Bauer and Cristona both spot less obvious guards peering at anybody who gets close to the gate, or who looks as if they're approaching the gate, mixed in and amongst the ordinary people here. Would you like to approach?
Almost
Might as well.
paranoid.
The guards at the gate look at you as you approach. Who are you all?
What names did the guildmaster send us with? Send ahead? I don't have.
Or do we have a paper or something like that?
You guys would have he would have sent ahead your names, and you have a letter from him. Sorry,
Okay, I'll
my bad.
give the names on the letter and then hand the letter to the guy.
Excellent. This is in order. Please enter. And he gives you a set of directions through the fort. Head straight down, straight ahead, into the central tower. You'll find a waiting room there. They'll check your papers again, then you'll be allowed to enter. And the doors creak open behind them and allow you entrance. Within the fort, you can see training areas set up all around for the soldiers that are stationed here. Some on-base housing. A couple of what look like small vegetable patches with space around them to expand in the event of emergency. and an enormous keep tower ahead of you. There are hundreds of troops surrounding. Fuck off, Flint. There are hundreds of troops surrounding you, in between those who are training, those who are on the walls watching, and those who are surely within housing or otherwise out of view. Make perception and insight checks for me, please. All of you. I should have asked for these separately. Alright.
Mine's easy.
Between the group of you, a lot of you spot that probably fully half of the guards that are on the wall seem to be looking inwards and not out. And yeah, with your group insight, you all collectively realize that everybody seems to be watching you very closely as you come in. There don't seem to be any non-civilians present.
Not surprised.
Or, sorry, any civilians present. God damn it. Other way around. There are no civilians present that any of you can see.
Aren't we technically not civilians?
You are not. Nobody here is.
I think we are technically civilians, but whatever. Everybody else seems to be a soldier or government official of some kind.
Everybody that you can see is a soldier.
Interesting.
No government officials to be seen. Which is, yes, interesting. Because, this is his house. There should be at least some other people around.
Assuming it's also where he runs his government from, you'd expect there to be
Yeah.
like ministers and stuff.
It is
Plus,
also where he runs his
someone-
government from. Yes, that's what I was going for.
Hmm.
I was up far too late binging My Hero Academia last night. You'll have to forgive me for my inability. All right.
Welcoming.
Will you continue?
atmosphere.
We continue according to the directions we were given.
Yeah.
Okay. You enter into a plain stone waiting room, where another couple of guards await. They check your papers. One of them breaks out a small wand and taps it on them, and apparently pings satisfactorily to him as he nods. Primarch will see you shortly. And then they both leave, leaving you alone in this small stone waiting room. You wait for a minute or two, and then a gnome comes walking down the stairs. Hello, hello. Are you Digoroy, Kristona, Sadok, and Bauer Kumashbek?
We are.
Please, come with me. I'm Lord Pendry. I am the Primarch's Seneschal, I believe is the term.
Okay.
Please, follow me. I will take you to your audience with him.
Doesn't recognize the word, but assumes Digoroy does and goes to follow him.
You come up, you head up several flights of stairs, but not nearly enough to reach the top floor of the keep before the gnome knocks at a door, and a voice from within calls, "Enter." You enter into a white stone room with wooden floors, about 20 feet by 20 feet, where at the far end there sits a man in a dark blue robe behind a desk. Behind him there are 6 books on a single shelf, mounted below a sword and shield. And on the wall to your right, there is a suit of black armor. The man from behind the desk has salt and pepper hair. He looks calloused, worn, and scarred. And as he stands up to look at you all as you enter, you can tell that he is well muscled, about 6'2". And he fixes all of you with piercing blue eyes. He waves to a set of seats in front of him. Come. Enter. We have so much to talk about. I think that's where we're going to end for tonight.
That's an interesting one.
All right. So,
Didn't die, yay! We didn't get sold into slavery, yay!
didn't get sold into slavery. Correct.
It's always a good week when that doesn't happen.
Right?
I feel like if that's the standard thing we've gotten to, then we've hit a distressingly low point in D&D.
I do enjoy my, like, one of the custom Cards Against Humanity decks that I use with a group is just like, choosing option B too quickly and committing your party to slavery.
Yeah, my note for the session is we collected our rewards, then got to the Primarch without getting captured, legally or otherwise.
Alrighty. Yeah. So, you also had a lovely chat with the guy who offered you another deal,
Ah, yes, Princess Stories.
which for the record would not have been nearly as fucky as your last one. Though it is definitely makes sense for
Jeff
Digoroy.
believes you.
Digoroy totally makes sense for him to turn it down, though. Yes.
Why the fuck did no one talk about what he said to Bauer? Why?
I don't know, man. It's a good question.
I wasn't there. I couldn't do shit. He knows everything.
No, he doesn't know anything.
He just doesn't give a shit. Sadok, you were supposed to be. You were the chosen one, Sadok.
No, I just figured Bauer in that situation would just go with it and be like, I totally know what he's talking about, even though I have no fucking.
You were our hope, Sadok. You could have understood.
Yeah, I enjoyed how the man himself stepped out in front of you guys and was like, sup, and nobody fucking asked any questions. Not, who are you? How the fuck did you get here? What are you? What the fuck's going on with Bauer? Like, oh hey, what's up, man? We see you all the time.
Because Christona wasn't there and Diggeroy left early.
I didn't want to hang around the patron that I just turned down because he seemed cool
Fair
with it
enough.
at the moment. Plus, you got to make the cool guy exit.
That's fair.
None of explosions. Let me down, Sadok. Sadok!
But Bauer doesn't know shit.
Whatever happens, don't give the inspiration to Sadok. He doesn't deserve it. You let us all down.
But, yeah. Alright, I hope you guys enjoyed that session.
Good times.
Yeah, nomination. Who had it last?
I
Right,
actually
Big Roy.
do. So not Sadok.
From the refusal to ask basic questions.
I'm gonna go with Christona for coming up with the just chop my arm off plan. Totally owning.
I'm like a lizard's tail. It'll just grow back. I'm a starfish.
Nice.
Thank you.
Alrighty. Well, that's all I got. Questions, comments, concerns, anything?
Fuck you, Sadok. That's my only comment.
Alrighty. Oh, good night, y'all.
Good night.
Snipe
Good night.
I'm a badass, asexual, polyhedral disorder. I'm proud to be. I'm a flying ace and fly through outer space. Hello, sweetie. I'm a badass, asexual, polyhedral disorder. I'm proud to be in whatever sitch, like singing on Twitch or playing D&D. I'm a badass, asexual, polyhedral disorder. You may call me obsessive, but I just border on being a collector and being a dragon that sits atop my treasure. That's so shiny. I'm a badass, asexual, polyhedral disorder. And my partners love me for it. I'm a natural 20 when it comes to being me. I'm a time traveler, so Alonzi. I'm a badass, asexual, polyhedral disorder, and proud to be. I'm a flying ace and fly through outer space. Hello, sweetie. I'm a badass, asexual, polyhedral disorder, and proud to be. I'm a flying ace and fly through outer space. Hello, sweetie. dice order. You may call me obsessive, but I just border on being a collector and being a dragon that sits atop my treasure. That's so shiny.